Tonight in Miami, dozens of loved ones crowd a vigil for a 17-year-old stabbed to death outside an apartment complex. His family there says his ex-girlfriend did it. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister joins us from the Model City neighborhood where relatives say an argument led to the attack.
A fun-loving, respectful, and kind-hearted young man. That is how the family of 17-year-old Yakim Lawler describes him. They had big hopes for his future, but those dreams were cut short on Friday.
We were hoping that, to see him go to the prom and go to college. It's just a complete devastation.
Deputy Zeldrina Beecham serves on the Miami-Dade Police Department, and every day she has to respond to tragic calls. But the one she received Friday was
totally different from when you're going out there handling calls every day and you see other people going through it. It's indescribable, especially a cherished family member like him.
Deputy Beecham is talking about her nephew, 17-year-old Yakim Lawler. She says he was stabbed to death by his 17-year-old ex-girlfriend Friday night. Deputy Beecham says her nephew and his ex-girlfriend had an argument on the phone. Then the ex-girlfriend came over to the apartment where her nephew lived on Northwest 6th Court and 61st Street and killed him.
What could have been said over the phone that was so bad that you want to take his life?
Family and friends tell us Lawler was a senior at Miami Northwestern High who was a great student, a running back on the football team who had dreams of becoming a stockbroker. His loved ones say he was a good kid who stayed out of trouble.
We taught him to stay out of the streets and keep his head on right, and he did exactly that, and still this happened.
Sunday night, dozens of people showed up to a vigil outside of the apartment where Lawler was stabbed to honor him. His mother speaking about the tremendous loss to the crowd.
God took him away. I know everybody, even me, asking why, but we can't, question God.
Now, just days before Christmas, Lawler's family is planning his funeral.
Now, how do you go from, now remember they said that it was a telephone conversation and for some reason she went over there and then stabbed him to death. How do you go from that being the situation to giving this girl the chance to get a manslaughter charge instead of murder? But let's keep going and see what we can find out.
We're told that Lawler's ex-girlfriend is in custody in connection to his death, but so far her...
But we got the gist of this video. Let's go over to the next videos where we see her in court and hear about this.
South Florida teen pleads guilty today in the stabbing death of her ex-boyfriend. Northwestern senior high school football player Yakim Lawler was killed back in 2024 after his on-again, off-again girlfriend stabbed him multiple times. Lawler's family says they want to see her pay. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench joins us live outside the courthouse in Miami with the latest. Peter?
Well, Lauren, the victim's mother told me she was pleasantly surprised by this guilty plea. Now she's hoping for the maximum sentence.
It's my understanding that you wish to change your previously entered plea of not guilty.
18-year-old Jahara Malik enters a guilty plea in the death of her 17-year-old ex-boyfriend, Yakim Lawler. Authorities say the youngster, known as Chemo, a former Northwestern high school football player, was stabbed in the chest just days before Christmas in 2024. It happened in the third-floor parking garage of this Little Haiti apartment complex. At the time, Malik had claimed she pulled out a knife as horseplay, but Lawler's family members and friends protested, demanding that charges be filed. Lawler's mother responded to the plea.
It's like bittersweet. I can't really say how I feel yet. We almost to the finish line. It does says a lot that you rather be judged by 1 than 6, So now we're leaving it up to the judge to serve justice, and hopefully my son will rest in peace, knowing that, justice was served. That's the only thing I could say today. Like right now, I'm happy, but we got to see what the judge is going to do.
Malik's attorney, Larry Hanfield, said Malik pleaded guilty to accept responsibility.
It says a whole lot about her. She still wanted to accept responsibility. The manslaughter is negligent conduct that was brought on, even though it was not intended to result. And so I think she did the right thing. She is devastated.
Sentencing for Malik.
Stabbing someone multiple times, I guess you can get manslaughter. Jesus.
Malik was set for May 5th. She could face up to 30 years in prison.
I want the max.
30 years?
That's what I want. a life for a life.
Now, Malik's attorney, Larry Hanfield, told me that he could ask the judge for a reduced sentence. Options could include boot camp, an intensive corrections program, to her being sentenced as a youthful offender, which could mean a maximum of 4 years in prison and up to 2 years probation. We are live in Miami. Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
Now, I've said this several times. Big boy crimes or big woman crimes need big woman time. I mean, we can't be, 4 years? Or boot camp, that's a joke. A joke. Let's go over into this next video, see if they give us any more information.
So developing, a teen accused of fatally stabbing her ex-boyfriend, changing her plea today.
Loved ones of the 17-year-old victim packing the courtroom, and Local 10's Leanne Motorhong is live in Miami with what happened in court. Leanne.
Jahara Malik pleaded guilty to 2 counts, including manslaughter. Her attorney says that this is a sign that she wanted to take accountability, that she's remorseful for her role in what happened that day. But the victim's mother believes that this defendant is not sorry.
Do you still wish to enter into this change of plea?
Yes. Jahara Malik, now 18 years old, pleading guilty Monday to charges of manslaughter and carrying a concealed weapon.
It's like bittersweet. It took a year, 2 months and 26 days for her to, acknowledge or even hold accountability for what she did to my son.
The victim was 17-year-old Yakeem Lawler. Lawler was Malik's ex-boyfriend. Malik's arrest form states the then 17-year-old stabbed Lawler in the chest with a knife. It happened December 2024 at the Miami apartment building where he lived. Malik told police the stabbing was an accident, a deadly, unintended result of horseplay.
She's been remorseful from day one. She immediately called 911 and started doing life-saving measures. Well, she wanted to accept responsibility.
I don't think she was remorseful. I think if she was really remorseful, she would have took accountability the first day it happened.
The guilty plea was not
100%. How do you claim that it was just horseplay going? No, I don't know about y'all, but horse playing with a knife just doesn't sound anything close to what horseplay is. And then you stab him in the chest and then you immediately say, oh, it's just horseplay going wrong. Nah, you meant to stab him.
Not part of any deal, meaning Malik's sentence will be entirely up to the judge to decide.
I can give you anywhere from a youth offender sentence, from straight probation, all the way up to 4 years in state prison, followed by a probationary sentence, or I can sentence you to state prison up to 30 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I want the max. That's what I want. A life for a life.
Malik's attorney did not say whether he would request that his client be sentenced as a youthful offender. But no matter the sentence, all sides will have to live with what comes next.
Let's back that up just a tad bit. Y'all look at her face. Let's look at her face when she turns around. Does that look like someone who's sorry? Let's play it one more time.
A life for a life.
Malik's attorney did not say whether he would request that his client be sentenced as a youthful offender. But no matter the sentence, all sides will have to live with what comes next.
She's going to have to deal with this for the rest of her life, even once we get past all this.
Now we're leaving it up to the judge to serve justice. Hopefully my son will rest in peace.
Absolutely craziness. Now tell me what y'all thinking, y'all. Do you think that she needs to get is probation fine, or is 4 years the maximum for youth offenders? Or does she need to get a maximum for adults? 30 years. I'm thinking 30 years. That's my thinking. But let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information about this. So as we know, the 18-year-old Jariah pleaded guilty to manslaughter. The incident happened on December 20th, 2024. 17-year-old, a football player at Miami, was stabbed in the chest in the parking garage. And then she pleaded guilty today. Let's go over to more details. So on the December 20th, 2024, they were reportedly arguing after one of them attempted to end their relationship. Malik told investigators that she normally carried pepper spray for safety when using rideshare, but that night she had a knife instead. She claimed that that the stabbing occurred during horseplay and was unintentional. The fatal confrontation happened at the parking garage at 11 p.m., third floor. Following the stabbing, she called 911 and attempted life-saving measures until paramedics arrived. He died at the hospital approximately 1 hour from a single wound that pierced his heart. No plea deal. So she pleaded guilty to manslaughter with a weapon, and carrying a concealed weapon was made directly to the court without an agreement with prosecutors. Oh, okay. So again, but why did prosecutors go with manslaughter instead of murder? While awaiting trial, she was initially on house arrest with a GPS monitor. This was later upgraded to total lockdown, allowing her to leave home only for school or to meet her attorney. The mother has been a vocal critic of the legal delays and has reportedly called for the maximum sentence, stating a life for a life. And then the judge will determine the final sentence on May 5th, 2026. She faces a maximum of 30 years, but it can also be a youthful offender status where she would get probation or a maximum of 4 years plus 2 years probation. The world is a crazy place. I still want to know why manslaughter, though. That just doesn't make sense to me. Y'all might understand it, but in Florida, manslaughter is defined as a killing of a human being by the act, procurement, or culpable negligence of another without lawful justification. In the case of Malik, the charge reflects the prosecutor's assessment of her intent and the circumstances of the 2024 stabbing. So lack of premeditated intent. For a murder charge, prosecutors generally must prove a premeditated design or depraved mind. She maintained that the stabbing was an accident during horseplay and that she never intended to kill him. That just doesn't... I guess the new age kids horseplay with knives now, but craziness, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Horseplaying with a knife ends up stabbing someone in the heart. And then it's possible if the judge goes lenient on her, she might get 4 years. Do y'all think that's right? But that is why we have to review the world together, y'all. That is why we got to review the world together.